Yeah, that shit fire, bro. Like his whole fit $700. How much was the Vita jacket? The Vita jacket was $120. The Gale Sayers jersey was at least $160. Yo, Treat It, like, y'all didn't even sell them. No, you didn't. How much were they a piece? Like, so your hat is $150. Your jacket is $160. Your jersey is $160. Your jeans is probably $200. And your ones is probably like $100. It's a $600. No, I'm not.
STAYLO podcast.
We naming shit.
I mean, why not? You know what I'm saying? I didn't say like.
That's cool. I just making sure.
I just said the episode this year. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really speak on like, yo, this is episode 41 or some shit.
Hey, do your thing, man. I'm not tripping.
Go ahead. What's your name?
My name is Sean Grant. The
Okay.
Imperial, the Majestic, the
Sean
light skinned
Grant.
wonder.
And the Invisible B, who we both miss very much.
She alright.
Okay. Well, that's the way to do that.
We can go around the room. First, do we want to hop dead into guests and let them know who we're here?
Well, we ain't got to do that exactly. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
We just had a special event going tonight.
We had a special event going on tonight.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? As a sports community, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, the All-Star shit?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, how Steph Curry let LeBron get that whip.
And he got all guards.
Who?
He got all
LeBron?
guards. No.
Oh, Steph Curry?
Steph,
Yeah, I mean, little niggas run together. But it be like that or whatever. With that said, also while we're here, we got to make sure we give a shout out and a rest in peace to Fredo Santana.
Yes, sir.
Our first show back since Fredo is not here anymore. So yeah, that's
very sad.
That's a very influential figure. I did a show when I did my show over the weekend. We had so the way that we set up the show is when we do our music selections, we all bring in artists that like shit we fuck with and that we've been enjoying over the week. And we got one nigga from Houston who live here now who do some shit. Then he throw in like his Houston player today, and then like we just scrapped all of that and then just ran all Fredo tracks.
Fredo instead.
Yeah. Which I think was right for a Saturday morning Chicago show. But you know how that is.
Yeah. Shout out to Mouse House Radio.
Yeah, that's friends of the show. They're our family. They're our family.
Yeah.
We'll move over there eventually. But with that, we might as well get into it. We got some people in the room. Our man of the hour, go ahead and introduce yourself.
I go by the name of TOREY.
We got TOREY in the building. To his left, we have a lovely young lady, the gorgeous of the gorgeous, the Chicago celebrity of herself. She has like a chance to introduce herself. If she don't, I'm about to body this intro. Fuck me? Ooh. Come on, strong one, don't you?
Hey, people can see this now. People can see this.
Come on, strong one, don't you?
People can see it now.
So go ahead and introduce yourself. Go ahead. No, nah. You want me to do it?
That kicks on fire.
All right. So look, she is Kicks on Fire's own sneaker queen. You may see her all on Instagram at the coldest Nike events, and my man's Hustle Simmons Instagrams at the Martell House Night. She's she's the celebrity of all celebrity. I'm gonna keep going until you say yourself. So
hi people, I'm Takara.
Hey, there she go. There she go. And then we have a returning guest in the building as well. You go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah, been here before. I'm manager for Tony Cartel and TOREY, and my name Ronnie Roscoe. So it's always a pleasure. Stay low, and we got something to drink, so it's gonna be a good one.
Marvelous. Welcome, people. And you can't be quiet because every time you get quiet now, T, I'm about to just go in on your credentials. Like the rest of the show. I'm picking up where I left off. I left off at Nike event.
I co-sign on that.
And the Martell event. Yeah, so yeah, we're definitely unloading. And for the people who now know, every time you come into the studio, whether if you're a guest or if you just come in to kick it, you must be part of the show. You must.
Cup, that's what I'm doing.
Shit, I just threw my shit away. All right, we'll figure that out along the way. That's all it really was. It wasn't meant to be. With that said, we got our man's TOREY in here today.
Yep. Appreciate y'all for having me up here too.
Anytime, man. Anytime. It's like a family affair. You're here now.
It's a pleasure to have you on as a guest. You know what I'm saying?
It is. So yeah, we got our man TOREY here. He came in and he been. Go ahead and let us in on the name change.
I just thought it was. I've been contemplating changing my name for probably like a year and a half, and right now with the sound that I'm transitioning into, I thought it would be the perfect time to make the transition. But the reason behind it is, you know, a lot of my homies used to call me T or Gaines, just my last name or whatever the case may be, a while ago. So when I started doing the music, I was like, that fit perfect. But now since I don't know, with the transition and the way that I'm writing my music now, it fits better using my real name.
Yeah.
You know, it's more of a personal approach to everything with the music, and it just makes sense to do the name change now too.
Were you scared of any disconnect with the people who got to know you as T-Game?
Yeah, especially with a person like me, because I kind of overthink a lot of stuff. So I was thinking about how I would have to, like, you know, it makes it harder for people to find you that are already connected with you as a certain name already.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, man, I was like, man, even just organizational purposes, like just being able to find me on iTunes, my older music. So, man, I was losing sleep over it, but I thought it for the better. The change was for the better.
When you changed it, did you change your social media accounts also, or did you keep it?
I'm still trying to find something that I could use that'll work across all platforms. So before I change it,
No, I mean, did you change your handle? I'm sorry.
I haven't. It's because I'm trying to look for a name that I can use on all my platforms instead of just like when I did T Gaines, like I couldn't get it on Facebook. I couldn't, you know what I mean? I want everything to be consistent. So before I change one, I want to make sure I pick the one that I want to run with, and I can make it consistent across all the platforms. So I'm trying to. I mean, maybe we can come up with something before I leave.
We'll come up with it.
Sean is that guy.
Am I that guy?
Sean is that guy.
He got the mind
just from out of nowhere.
You got the mind.
If you listen to the last episode we had, you know what I'm saying, he just boom. He was like boom.
Yo, I
made
did,
like hella connections.
That
with
actually is going to happen.
Dior, shout out to CC.
Yeah, shout out to CC Dior. We did come up with her. So, as a part of what I do for shows is I stalk the people who come in on the show. Not on no creepy shit. I always let them know there ain't no Harvey Weinstein. But just on some like...
But you want to know your guests.
Yeah. I'm trying to make sure I know people
no
and shit.
No Harvey.
Yeah, I'm trying to make sure I know people and shit. And,
Harvey.
I appreciate
like,
that.
What brought you to step into your EP going in that direction?
Well, I'm putting out a few projects this year, so I wanted to kind of. So then this kind of all ties back to my name change. It was time and all of that stuff. But I'm putting out a few projects this year, and being how I'm gonna start it off.
Okay.
And I wanted to kind of give people a sampler, if you will, of like the range in which like the next full-length project will be, because this was like 5 songs.
Yeah.
So I kind of wanted to play off of what you're saying. Like, yeah, I did kind of want to get them a sampler of like what you can expect from me. Like my sound is growing, and I wanted to kind of give you a preview into that.
did you bring some rap for the homies, but then sing to make the bitches wet?
You could look at it like that.
Which more of the two did you do?
He's starting. This the start. He's like, let me throw one out there. Let me get it started.
Which more of the two did you start off doing? Like, did you rap more first, or did you sing more?
Literally both. I mean, Tick been rocking with me. Ron been rocking with me since the beginning. What would y'all say? It's hard for me to.
See, this is why
I want to humbly defer to people that heard my music from the outside.
I would say you started out doing both, and it was just like a seamless match between the two. It was just like perfect, like peanut butter with the jelly. It was perfect.
Look at your analogy.
And he's grown as an artist, and you can hear that over his projects, and it's getting better. Song, content, everything.
What's your favorite song from it?
See,
This project you asking him?
Mm-hmm.
from this project, I would say Chocolate Queen.
Because you describing yourself? Hey girl, how you doing?
Not because of that, but it's different. Like, he's giving me more of like Prince vibes, and I hear that. Like, it's different from anything that he's done before in my mind. But I'm an OG T Gaines listener, so
That's fair.
you know.
For the listeners who don't know, she's actually the one who put me on to Tory. From what is it, 3 years now that you put me on.
Probably earlier than that.
Probably longer than that. Yeah, low key. From when I first moved back to Chicago after school, it was like she put me on.
Appreciate that, Tig.
But now that she mentioned it, hopping into Chocolate Queen, the first thing I want to do is kind of like hop into the context of it. Like, did you have somebody in mind when you were creating it? A current flame, an old flame, a new flame, or was it just kind of like an ode to like just loving chocolate women in general?
Shit on camera.
I would say everything. I think when I make music, I think about a situation. Somebody asked me before, like, when you when you making music and it seemed like it's about a girl, is it about a girl? It's always about a girl. You know what I mean? In the sense of like somebody literally. It's like experiences. So like when I listen to when I made something like Chocolate Queen, I would say that I thought about all of that. I thought about what I would see in a Chocolate Queen and what I think the experience would be between the first verse and the second verse. I thought about situations where it depends on what perspective you asking me on the song because the verses mean something. So like if you're just saying in general, yeah, I thought about a Chocolate Queen, yeah. Literally.
Would you let her know?
Huh?
Would you let her know?
Nah. I think it's dope if you just picking up on stuff.
Mm-hmm. So just let her think it was her.
Yeah, I wouldn't want a painter to tell me what he meant by the picture. I would want to find it out myself, whether I was his cousin. You know what I mean? A fan. So taking that approach, I wouldn't tell a person. They would know.
That's fair. That's very ooh. Hey, shorty.
So difficult, Chocolate Queen. Like some of the girls that I take into consideration. I think with the way that I write it, I think that they would know.
Does she have an afro?
She has before.
The reason why I asked is because on the cover art you got the Beyonce fro.
Right from
Gold
the
Member,
movie.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like looking at it and I was like, was there a certain theme or something that you were putting behind the scenes of it, like, or because it's like you even got like a vintage look with that. It was kind of like a throwback thing. And then when you think back to films of that time and music of that time, there was always a centralized thing to Black beauty.
Right. Yeah. No. When I so obviously I did the artwork after the song. So when I heard had the artwork done, shout out to Raph. I wanted the artwork to create the landscape for how you should listen to the song. So, and that's what you see in
like a score,
the
basically.
vintage elements, women rocking their natural hair. Like I wanted to feel like the 70s. I wanted to feel like the first verse, you meeting the Chocolate Queen at a disco, and the second verse being, the experiences that we have with our women.
Which goes back to what you said. If you're looking at it like back in the times, you said it gave you like a Prince feel. You looking away. You said it gave you a Prince feel.
It did. The production.
So he gave you like a good look for it. That works.
Yeah.
Before I slide it back to my partner, I got another artwork question for you.
Yep.
When you look at the project,
We getting artwork questions, Raph.
Yeah. Like, oh yeah. Because like
He did a dope job.
When you look at the project as a whole, the very first thing I look at when I see the cover art is it reminds me of a party that I'm about to go to. It's like who you got featuring, you got the location, like what DJs is coming through, in your case producers and shit.
It's smoking it loud.
Yeah. That good, huh?
Yeah. It's like everything was on there. Like, was that also part of just like that visual element you wanted to put in?
Yeah. And just taking the approach of something that's different. Like I got a lot of people hitting me up like, yo, I can't make it. Like, bro, this not a party. This the artwork to the project. So we kind of want to take it to thematically, like kind of like one of them wooden airbrush boards that they would have like in the motherland for like something that everybody should pay attention to,
right.
Like a party or something like that.
Yeah.
So that was the approach I wanted to kind of go with the artwork, something that could kind of be timeless in that way. Yeah.
Slide joint.
It was very like juke joint-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty
yeah,
much so.
yeah.
I fuck with that.
Yeah.
So, my man, you came in here with Tony Cartel.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how did you link with Tory?
Shout out to DJ. Like, in my former life, I was doing, blogs and stuff like that, radio. So, DJ from the Innovators he sent me something, like, and he came, like, I'll never forget, I was just in the bed chilling. It's like 10 o'clock. I get an email, like, yo, check my man's T Gaines. So I get 1,000 emails at the time. You know how it is.
Yeah.
You don't listen to half of the shit, but I play it, and it's American Dream. I'm like, damn, this dude he right. And then after that, he drops a single Better Than Hope. Now this was when he was T Gaines, and it was on his Groove God album. So he just like the sounds, like these same sounds that y'all hearing now, but on the Groove God. He has a song, If I Die at Midnight. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like that's just like amazing. Like it's almost like this pop retro. It's just amazing. So when you hear it, it just takes you to different places. So I just started working with him from there. We started just doing a lot of things, collabing, and I was doing a lot of publishing stuff for him, getting him on websites. We did a lot of good numbers. So I just happened to hit him up one day. Man, we linked back up, and it's like we back at it. I'm his manager. It's like Shaq and Kobe. So it's like let's get it done now.
So who's snitching?
Nobody else.
He said nobody over here.
Hey man, we know how Shaq and Kobe ended, man.
Well, I wouldn't say that then, because ain't nobody snitching.
You a LeBron fan?
I am a LeBron fan. But no, they ain't got nothing. I just hated Kobe my whole life. Yeah, no, I've literally hated Kobe since 2001.
I'm a big Kobe fan.
I'll tell you why I hate Kobe. I'll tell you exactly why.
Why?
I hated Kobe because he's the reason why AI ain't get that ring in 01.
Hey,
That's the reason why I hate Kobe. Well, he's part of the reason.
I mean, you could say Sammy Dallenberg. You could say
No, Sam Dallenberg wasn't on the team yet.
Oh yeah.
No, I hate it specifically because he couldn't beat Kobe and Shaq. Like it was literally impossible.
I could deal with that answer. I'm a Kobe fan. I could deal with that answer. That's probably the best answer I heard.
And then, like, other than that, I never really had shit against Kobe. And then years later, AI got traded to the Nuggets. And guess who the fuck he ran up against in the playoffs? Kobe and fucking Gasol. So that's why I hate Kobe. I don't really hate him on no LeBron shit. Like, I respect the fuck. I got over his hate when that nigga tore his Achilles. I was like, he ain't shit no more. And then, like, my Kobe hate went out the window, and I cheered my ass off in the last game against Utah. But, yeah, that's how it started. That's how Kobe hate started. But
I thought it was because you was a LeBron fan.
No,
sometimes that's synonymous with each other too. Because Kobe and LeBron fans always have to war with each other.
Especially when I was in school. Like when I was in school, that's what it always was, and that's when LeBron was like, he's still on the Cavs. He getting 60 wins, but he ain't winning. He ain't going to the finals, or he ain't winning in the finals. And Kobe was, I think my freshman year, either my freshman year or my sophomore year, one of the two. Kobe won. I think he won my freshman year. Then my sophomore year, I think that's when he like got injured and they had Dwight Howard and shit. But yeah, it was definitely Kobe versus LeBron war for the longest.
For a while.
And fucking marketers knew that shit and gave us Kobe and LeBron puppets and all of that.
Right.
But yeah, that's how that shit go. But yeah, not to cut you off. That shit, my fault.
No, you're good.
But yeah. So the project. I think it came in a real interesting time because when I was listening to it, I was like, yo, this sounds like it'd be a perfect ass summer album.
Yeah.
But then I looked up and then you was talking about you got one coming summer 18.
Yeah, no, I definitely do. Maybe earlier, but yeah, I'll run with summer 18. I'm gonna try to do 3 this year.
Okay.
I being the first one. Really, this was just to you know what I'm saying, put the water in the pot and put the pot on the stove. But in the same breath, I put a decent amount into this conceptually, but the main goal was just for people to kind of get a taste of what's coming, the full-length project, which is, I could consider that done. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
That's true. Would you say that the songs for it is done, or the songs that you picked for the project is done?
I literally had 13 songs ready to release an album. I stopped, record I in about a month and a half, and then because I wanted to make sure, you know, I brought everybody to the table before I brought the food out. So
Right.
That's real.
so the project that I have in my pocket is very personal, more transparent. The songwriting is different. I'm just
That's the ode to Afro Girl.
that's the whole right. That's the whole project for it, not just Chocolate Queen. The whole
shit,
joint.
like-
This is for
But yeah, so I really have a project waiting in order. You know, so I'm gonna play with some ideas in the meantime. But it's pretty much done. So that's what also made it I could kind of play with this in a certain way because I know what's coming after it. Yeah.
That works. Can you let us know like any of the content from there, or who you've been working with for it, or what the direct content? You told us kind of like what it is, but
so shout out to DJ the Innovators, like Ryan mentioned. He produced I think 3 of the joints on this EP. He's on that album. Me and him will always be working because the first time I ever went to the studio he went with me. You know, he was the first producer that was like, man, you gotta put some of this stuff on wax. You know what I'm saying? We was just in the crib with it. So shout out to him. He did like 3 of the 5 joints on this. He did 9 of the 10 joints on the Groove God, and he did about half of this next EP. Some new producers on the new EP. What else can I say? It's conceptual, like very conceptual. I wouldn't say Good Kid, Mad City, but I would say conceptual. I would consider that like the bar in terms of like a concept. Yeah. But I would say it's pretty. It's conceptual. It's bigger. It's a lot more emotion, in a sense of different types of emotion. Like, I really want the project to be something you can, dance, laugh, cry, smile. So, it's more of that. Whereas, I is probably more on the entertaining side.
What's the contrast in having that synergy in like a go-to producer over your time and then working with somebody new?
Big.
Yeah.
Big contrast, because I can do more with the producer because I'm OCD / micromanaging and sometimes to my negative, but and that allows me to be that. You know what I'm saying? With the producer, that I can be like, oh, we need to the first part of the second verse to be like this, or the second part of the hook to grow, or I need a bridge when I change my mind. Whereas when it's a producer that I got to work with from afar, it's hard to be as hands on as I really want to be. Like, let's get the 808s a lot more bouncier in the hook, or because that person like, bro, where we going? Because with me, that still may not make the project. So with somebody right next to me, it makes it a lot easier to kind of be. To be more one with the production.
Does that challenge make it better for you? Because then it's like you're uncomfortable.
It could. In what way that I could see is that it'll stop me from overthinking stuff, because it's only so much I can change. Working with somebody that I can't just be like, yo, send me the session. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to take the snare out or this out. At this stage, with some of the producers that I'm working with, we're in a different space right now, man. With producers like not getting paid, do y'all keep and stuff like that, complaining, coming out. You know what I mean? So a lot of them not trying to send their sessions, they stems, the individual sounds. So you playing that game too. I don't want to go too deep into it, but like it's a lot. I'm a lot more comfortable when I'm working with a producer I can get up with. We can trust each other and we can make the best music, and we only sacrifice to the music, not no egos, no pride, just music.
That's real. Do you need women in the studio?
No.
Not at all.
What part of the studio session? Like, because I record.
And they in the A&R of it, like.
No.
They trying to see what it sounds like.
He said, it depends on what part of the process. So I record and write by myself.
Okay.
And then I mix, do post production, and if I gotta add some vocals, maybe with some people.
Mm-hmm.
But so I would say the other parts, it helps. But when I'm writing, nah.
You're real slicked around that too.
Because
got the squad there, we gonna have everybody in there.
Yeah, I'm an introvert anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I like, you know what I mean? So it's easier. I get the energy from myself, and like I said, the project that I got coming, man, I really want y'all to take a listen to it too. Hopefully we can do some stuff at the studio, or we can listen to the album a little bit earlier, something like that. All the homies can come through, because that'd be nice, so y'all can see what I'm talking about.
I'll be drinking hard liquor by the end too.
Yeah, it'd be back.
I'll pull up with a bag. I'm halfway back now. I folded the other day. I had a stressful day.
I knew it.
Oh, I know how those go.
Yeah,
Well, it's like, fuck it, let me go ahead and. I said I wouldn't.
Yeah, I had 16 ounces of Jameson. I had a stressful last day.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a stressful day.
It tasted good now. That should be.
Can't deny it. You know what I'm saying?
That's how that be. And then we went to Money Gun and got some more liquor.
Okay.
So yeah, it was a strong day. I had a nice hangover going to work the next day.
I already know.
But shit be like that, Do you need like liquor when you do any work?
I smoke more than I drink.
Okay.
What's your favorite strain?
Strain, it depends on who growing it, because some of this stuff they tell you it's KK, they tell you it's something, and it's like, you could have told me whatever.
Exactly.
But I had some, I like OGs, man. I like Kush. Yeah, you just safe with it. It sit you down, and you cool. That's how I just play safe with OGs, indoor OGs.
That's real.
Yeah.
That's real. Bong, papers, blunts.
Yeah, leaves, natural leaves, backwoods, fronto. I might fuck with some.
You ever use like a vegan blunt?
Yeah, I just figured. I just found out about those.
I didn't
like
know they
6 months
existed
ago.
either. I got a vegan homie who
I never smoked.
I was cracking a joke with her, and she's vegan everything now. I said, next thing I know, you're gonna be smoking vegan blunts, and then she pulled one out her purse.
It's vegan blunts, bro. Mind. It's definitely vegan.
It's definitely vegan blunts.
What's a vegan blunt?
I don't know what it's made of, but it's vegan.
I haven't broke it. I haven't broke it down, but it makes you think what's the opposite of it. Then what am I smoking?
What are you smoking?
What is it? Who died for me to be smoking this?
And then I was thinking about it, and I was like, yo, on top of that, like, how do you really know it's vegan? I could just put it in packaging that says vegan. Like, you ain't gonna never fucking know. It still look like a blunt.
It's a lot of stuff we don't know.
It is. That's real. Do you believe like this alien shit?
Like extraterrestrial? Yeah. That's a lot to get into. I would say that's a lot to get into. That's a lot. That's a lot. Can we come back to that?
Yeah, we come back to it.
Come back to that.
I believe it's other dimensions.
I
believe that we still doing this show in like another dimension, but we doing it instead of like on the ground, we doing it like upside down off the roof or some shit like that.
Okay, you just got real trippy with that.
It's possible though.
Now the reason why I asked about it is because I've been trying to do better and read more. Yeah. The thing that I'm reading right now is Charlemagne book, and he was talking about how in his childhood he used to see all type of freaky shit that let him know that we're not alone in the world. So he said like he had this one toy, and the toy was like a tractor, and it was like a little man that sit on fucked me up in the head. He said it was talking to him and shit, and then and he said he kind of looked at it like, what the fuck is going on? And then he said he just kind of left it alone. And then he said that like again it happened, and it's freaked him the fuck out. And so he said he's from Monk's Corner in South Carolina. It's a little dirt road. He like, so we only had like people to pick up garbage, so we burn our garbage. He said while the garbage was burning, I threw that little motherfucker in the fire. He said, I threw my whole toy away, my favorite toy. He said, I heard it, like help me. And he was like, I thought about helping the motherfucker, but now I'd have burned my own hand. Like, he said he let the shit die. And then other things that he was saying that he saw was in his grandma's backyard, he said he saw like a flying saucer. He said like it hovered over the trees and just darted off. And then like this thing that's kind of like of old African kind of like voodoo folklore is these things called hags. And what hags are is basically kind of like these shadowy witch-like creatures that in your sleep they come fuck with you, and people kind of look at it like a part of like sleep paralysis, but it's not sleep paralysis. It's like It happened to me too. So this is when I knew, like, so it made me, so yo, that's what I'm saying. It made me think different. So when I read it, like me being me, I'm thinking I'm hallucinating. But then when I read it happened to somebody else, I'm like, okay, now I know I wasn't tripping.
Yeah.
And then like the way he described it, he said it's like a little like shadowy creature just comes like sits on your body and you can't move. And then he said the only thing he could do is he could look, and he said he could see other ones, like 3 or 4 other ones. And I'm like, yo, this shit happened to me too. Like,
Right.
like you know it's happening to you. You're not asleep, but you can't move.
Right.
And then like he said, but like he said, the doctor told him sleep paralysis and shit. And he like, nah, I know what I saw. So it kind of tricked me out for like him to see that shit, and then like it happened to me too. Now you saying it happened to you?
Yeah, no, it happened to me.
Yeah, that's why that shit is kind of like that's why I got into that subject.
Yeah, no, that's real. I mean, when you can experience it, it's real life for you. So I feel like if Charlemagne talking about it and you like, damn,
Like that shit happened.
yeah, somebody saying it out loud, like. So
Y'all
that's
seen
what, so
Ghost
that was his
before?
explanation, huh?
Any of y'all ever seen Ghosts?
No.
I didn't believe that shit until I saw it for myself in Vegas. Me and my when you walk in the hotel room, and you walk in the hotel room, and then like let's say you take 4 steps, and the bathroom is normally right there to your right, and then or to your left, whichever way the hotel is made up. But it's like the little hallway, like before you actually get into like the room part with the bed. We're in a hotel room in Vegas, and we're looking at something on a laptop. It's me and my cousin. My cousin is like maybe 10, 12 years older than me. And we're sitting in this corner, we're looking at the laptop, and in the little doorway, there's like a shadowy figure. And this is how I know I wasn't tweaking, because we both was looking down. We both did this at the same time. We looked over at the door. And then when we look at the door, the shit wasn't there no more. But it was like a man was standing in the door. And I look at him, and he looked at me, and like at the time, I was like 17, so I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't nothing.
Right.
So I'm looking at him, and he looked at me, I'm like, you saw that shit? He like, yeah, I saw that shit too. And then I was like, okay.
Yeah, that was some shit.
Right, and we just went back to doing shit like ain't nothing we can do about it, but
Right.
but then it took us to that point to where you're in a hotel in Vegas, you don't know what the fuck happened in that room.
Right. Right. Nah.
Yeah, you don't know.
Wow.
It's like you don't know the spirits of it. You don't know if somebody was in there and died later that night, and that's the last place they remember. Like
Right.
you don't know none of that shit. And then like in my grandma's old house, I always knew when my grandfather's spirit was around, cause like he was a night owl, so he would always be like in the middle of the night. He'd be like in the kitchen getting like cookies out this little jar that he had.
Okay.
But it always made a real distinct like popping noise. So like
And
some
you would
nights,
hear it. You would.
yeah, like so you know it. Like when he was alive, you hear the popping noise, like oh, that's Grandpa in the kitchen getting some
Right.
cookies.
Right.
But then like when he died, he didn't die in the house, mind you, but like he died. But like years later, if you in the house and he wake up at 2 a.m. and it's dead quiet, you hear that same fucking pop, and you like.
Right. Yeah,
like,
that.
shit, that's Grandpa getting some fucking cookies. But like, ain't no cookies in there, but the jar is still there. It's
Right.
like, it was like his presence of it. Like, yo, I'm still here in this motherfucker. But yeah, so I believe in all that shit.
Yeah, no, I can see why. I mean, you heard me. Like the default answer would be no, but
Yeah.
since
Wait, which one?
in Broadview, this one over there too.
I think that's the one I went to.
Probably
South
it's off
side
a
now,
street.
too.
Like I mean,
Yeah.
it's
That shit nasty.
So you guys
what street is that on in Broadview?
like what was it?
It's right across the street from a Walgreens. A Red Hots is over there. My grandma used to stay over there.
Nah, that ain't the one I went to. I went to another one.
Okay.
Shit. But it's in the burbs though.
Okay.
But it's like kind of close to the city, I guess you could say.
Probably Broadview.
That's gotta be Broadview then.
Hold
If
on,
it's-
I gotta look this up now. But if I could tell you the street that it's on, I'll know for sure.
I don't know for sure. My grandma was on 17th and damn, what's that?
That sound about right to be
Yeah,
honest
I
with
think
you.
that's it. It's
And
over
it's
there
like
in
on the
Broadview.
street with other little shops and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, that's the
And
one I
all
went
that-
to.
Yeah.
It's like in a
They
it's
straight. Tit.
I don't know.
yeah, hold on. I can tell you which one this is. But yeah, I went there. It's like a church down the street. It's a
I can see
it's a
that.
Lawrence's over there.
Nah, it ain't no Lawrence's
I
over
don't
there.
know about all that.
I think that's the one.
Not
I
the
went to.
one.
It's on
Maybe the one you're
Roosevelt,
talking
right?
about. It could be.
I thought
Roosevelt
it was
what,
I thought it was 17?
Roosevelt?
1801 West Roosevelt.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. That's it. That's
Yeah, I think
Broadview.
that's the one I went to.
That's Broadview.
It was decent.
Yeah, it's straight.
Yeah, it was decent. But all the other ones I ain't been to. Like, and I won't dare to go to the one on 47th. So, yeah. So you picking
I'm picking both, man. It depends.
Picking both.
It's tough
what makes it tough? Like,
because if we're gonna go, Uncle Remus got that tangy, It's like tangy. It's different. The sauce different. I think I like Uncle Remus chicken better than Harold's chicken, and then I think that the sauce Tide, I'd rather have bread than the rolls.
That's what I hear.
And then
I hear the whole roll thing.
Oh, see, okay, that's what I'm saying. If we gonna break it down, we gotta break it down. You want
Like some bread up and all. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's wrong with the bread?
we
bread is good, bro.
we need Larry in here.
The bread is fine.
Larry is legend.
Yeah,
we need the uncle.
He's like fucking uncle of Harold's, bro.
Okay.
We need Larry.
Yo, when
But
I
it's
seen
tough.
when I seen the video, wasn't the video like Thriller stunt him?
Oh,
Yeah.
man,
I seen that shit. I was like, yo, this man is really like the Harold's ambassador. But yeah, nah. Real
But that
shit.
shit. I mean, if another way to answer the question is where I would take people if I brought them to Chicago, it would be like
Harold's, because they familiar.
it would be one of the chicken spots, probably like Roots, Illuminati's, Beggars,
Like
or
Roots Pizza?
or yeah, Roots off
You
Chicago.
really like Roots?
Off Chicago, straight.
Is that
Handmade
the one with the brewery,
mozzarella.
right?
Yes,
Right
yeah, it's a
down
lot
the
of beer in
way.
there. They
It's
they
With the thick ass mozzarella sticks?
it's on Chicago over there by Drew Shop.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't like Roots?
I don't like the pizza.
Oh, you got it, man. When
But
the
that
last time you
mozzarella
had?
sticks thick as fuck, so I
It's
fuck with
straight.
them.
It's straight. And then Giordano's. I would probably do that on the pizza. Maxwell, Portillo, something like that. On
And you
hot
know who's the
dogs.
most unappreciative niggas when they come to Chicago?
Who?
New York niggas.
New York.
Because they
niggas
think
don't-
all that
Yo,
shit fine.
look,
bro,
Yo, look, I low-key hate New York niggas. And like,
I lived
Not
in New
for
York
real,
for
but
4
for
years
real.
too.
I don't hate New York niggas. I just would appreciate a little bit more respect from them niggas. You know what I'm saying? They disrespect us.
I got a homie.
Quite out.
I got a homie. Her name is Kai Miller, and she lived in New York. And she came out here maybe about 3 months ago. We went to Giordano's. We went to the one on Hyde Park because she was downtown. Like, let me at least get you out of downtown. Let's go like see some shit out south. So we went down. We went to Hyde Park. We went to Giordano's, and we got like a deep dish sausage and pepperoni and shit. She like, it's good, but ain't no New York pizza. I'm like,
No.
I like that thin ass trash ass pizza
shit,
y'all
man.
gave me.
I lived in New York for 4 years. Chicago pizza is better than New York pizza.
Yeah, like
For
I'm
sure.
like, it's not even
I wouldn't
close.
even. I ain't got, you know.
And then I was listening to the Joe Budden podcast, and they was talking about it on there. And his co-hosts, Maul and Rory the nigga who do Henny Palooza, and like Maul is like his homie. He's Biggs Burke's brother.
Yeah.
And they was like shitting on Chicago pizza, and Joe looked at them like, you motherfuckers are stupid. Like, I'm from New York, but like, we not touching they shit. And I was like, we finally got one honest New York nigga about this shit.
Yeah, it ain't. If anything, I heard somebody say was the Mexican food here weak, but it's where you go. You got to go to TVP number 2. You got to go to El Patron. You got to go to the right spots. But I would say probably California because of the demographic out there.
Yeah.
Like they probably got the Mexican food on lock, but. Other than that, Chicago known for food.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Italian
Stop
beef,
playing.
all
Italian
that shit, like,
beef.
You know that shit.
Like, and something else I hate about New York niggas, and not to shit on New York niggas all podcasts long, because I'm sure we got some New York niggas to listen.
Yeah.
But I hate how they act like they originated sneaker culture.
Yeah, well, I think that
Especially
they
when
feel
comes
like
to
it.
Jordans. They try to own Jordans like it's they shit.
Yeah, retros and shit. Nah, I mean, New York do be having sneakers that represent New York. I don't know if we got any shoes in Chicago that would be like, yo, that's a Chicago ass sneaker.
I would say Jordans.
I would say Air
Oh yeah,
Force
yeah,
Ones.
Jordans. I would say Jordans. If you said one,
I would say low top Air Force Ones.
but originated there, I can see where they feel like where hip hop is one of the biggest elements under hip hop would be music, DJing, fashion. So with them originating hip hop, I feel like they probably. I mean, it makes sense that they say that a lot of the hip hop culture come from them, fashion, whatever the case.
Would you say that the Air Max, the Air Max, like the 9.5s, is more Chicago?
I would say that's Cali too, kind of.
I would say the most Cali sneaker is really like between the Nike Cortez and
Cali is Chuck into
Yeah,
Cortez.
Yes,
check the
that's
Cortez.
it.
I did
New,
that.
New York just become difficult. I know
York
DC is.
New York took all our shit.
Yeah, they be
They took
they be
everybody's
snagging shit.
Yeah, they took everybody's shit. Like they do the music. Because designer shit.
Oh
been in
damn!
the
Now we
artists.
going there.
Ooh,
Hey, I'm just saying.
segue.
I'm just saying.
They are on that right now. New
Yeah.
York,
Yeah.
that Atlanta sound. They like, man, we can't let them take hip hop from us. So you find
That's
people like
facts.
French Montana sounding like he from down south.
You
ASAP
really,
Rocky sound like he from Houston.
ASAP Rocky is doing fucking rock music now. Did y'all hear that shit?
It's trash.
He released 2 rock singles,
Sorry.
alternative rock singles.
Damn, what's wrong?
Dang.
And he said that's gonna be the direction of his entire album.
Oh man.
And that shit sounds
Right.
awful.
No,
Yeah, I haven't heard it.
Other than
I
that,
heard
like
it.
Black
I can't really think of New York. No New York niggas that are, I guess you can say, newer that still sound like New York, or what we
So
grew
you-
up to think New York
So,
was.
so you Joey not close enough?
Okay, we got Joey. Who else?
Dave East not close enough to
I don't know
Memphis.
Dave
I
East
don't think
fan.
Dave East is close enough.
I'm
You're
a
not
Dave
close
East
enough.
fan.
It's not.
I think-
It's not
I
enough
think-
for Beanie Siegel and Styles P in there.
My
I
boy.
think it's, I think
My boy, Young
I
M.A.
also found like a
Some of your
Chicago.
I
boys.
mean East Coast.
blend
That ain't
in
New
there.
York, but my bad.
I
Go ahead.
also found like a Midwest Chicago is blending
And Dave East.
in sound too.
Yeah.
You know
He be
what I'm
playing with some stuff.
saying? Yeah.
I'm not really
He
a
definitely-
Dave East fan.
Just
Like,
Them
that
New
nigga
York
bores me.
niggas still want
For real?
to.
What's the nigga in jail?
And I
Rappity
keep
rap.
trying, but it just don't happen.
What's the nigga
Like I
in
listen to, I started listening to Paranoia 2 today.
Bobby Smurda.
But that's
Bobby
in
Smurda.
Chicago.
Bobby Smurda sounded like
he
he
took-
here.
Exactly. He took
Yeah.
some drill son.
He took
Yeah, he
all
sounded
that
like he was
shit.
from here. That's
If we
not.
being
That's not even a
honest,
debate.
If we
Took
being
the drill
honest,
side.
all these niggas took all
Yeah.
took all the Chicago shit. Like
They took that drill
Free
shit.
Bobby Smurda though.
free Bobby Smurda.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's definitely some Chicago
Free
shit.
Meek Mill before you free anybody else.
Free
Rock
McMill.
Rebel.
Free McMill.
Free Meek before you free anybody else. That's my guy.
Bobby sitting down for a long time.
Oh, well, Bobby only got like 3 years left.
Dude.
Yeah, cause he went in with a year served, and they
What he
gave
had
him
7 total? What did he do?
Yeah, he did 7
Like-
total because they was gonna give Rowdy 14, and we gonna give him 3. But then they told Bobby if he took 7, they'll give
He
Rowdy
gave him 7. Yep.
And
Yeah,
he
I
was
forgot
like-
about that. Yeah, 7 and
He
7.
like, my man gonna stay here for
That's
7.
real.
Instead of doing 14, I'll do 7 with him.
That's
Oh,
real.
Be young. Would he be like mid-20s, late 20s?
He'd be about 24.
Yeah.
Cause Bobby was 17 when Hot Nigga came out, right?
God
Yeah.
Damn, was he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Bobby
These
was
dudes-
young,
Man.
B.
What y'all think about the dudes up in Buffalo? The dude signed to Eminem.
West Side
Westside Gun
and
and
Conway.
and the other dude.
I know the name. I just can't think of it right now.
Cause he cold too.
I can't think of it.
That's
right
New York hip hop.
now. Bobby is.
That's as close as you gonna get.
Bobby is 23 right now, so we was a little bit off.
Okay.
It was Conway, West Side Gun, and there's one more. Eminem low key got some heaters. Like, if we being real, Eminem roster got the best spitters. From West Side to Conway to Slaughterhouse, because all them niggas still signed.
Mm-hmm.
To nobody really pay attention to him, but Yellow Wolf low key spit too.
Yeah, he
Who else is on Shady?
a better rapper than a songmaker. Who?
Let's pull up the Shady roster.
Yeah, but he keep him some spitters though.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Well, I got a question for everybody in the room. How y'all feel about everybody dissing Joe Budden now that he's not a rapper no more?
So I think people gotta understand that you can't be a rapper forever. You know, you have to evolve.
Yeah.
I mean, he's great at what he does. He knows rap. I mean, he was once a big time rapper. So people be like, oh, Joe is washed and he's doing all this other shit. But he just signed for what, like $5 million for Revolt?
He didn't get $5 million.
What did he?
They're not talking about what that deal is yet, actually. But Puff was on Breakfast Club, and he said that he did not give Joe $5 million, and he also did not give Monkey Boy from H&M a meal. Monkey Boy. Hey yo, we don't get that nigga respect no more. Because,
in the jungle.
no, that nigga is the Monkey Boy now because his mom was like, yo, I was
His
cool with
mom
him
was
wearing the
definitely-
sweater shit. So now he's Monkey Boy. Like
His mom definitely didn't have a problem.
they said she had no problem, so he is Monkey Boy. But yeah, I mean, I saw a lot of people talking about it, and I don't know if like a lot of people talking about like I think they were like it's kind of pussy that y'all waited till Joe don't rap no more. Like, but with that said, like
I think that his diss not coming because of, but of course they're not coming because of rap no more. They're coming because he said something about somebody. He said something that they don't like.
were you talking about Boogie
I'm
What?
talking about in
from Shady?
general.
No, I was talking
Oh.
about from the Shady Records shit. I
No,
went to
not
their shit. They
Boogie.
current. They got Eminem, Slaughterhouse, Bad Meets Evil, Yellow Wolf, Harlan Nash, Conway, Westside Gun, and Boogie. Yeah, Conway and Westside from Buffalo.
Yeah, it's another dude
And Harlan Nash.
that signed to Conway and Westside. He do a
And
lot
they
of the
signed to a
rapping.
nigga that signed to another nigga that signed to this nigga.
It's a lot of that going on, brother.
You right.
Come on, you know the industry.
Would you sign to somebody?
Like a deal in general.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
What's like the
you sign a
who would
you
you
sign
sign
a deal when you get a car, a house. Definitely a deal. It depends on how deep you know what I mean. What you mean by a deal?
Like, would you sign That's not even a good answer because anybody will sign that deal.
Depend on what the loan
I
look
was
like, man.
definitely about to
A
ask
deal
you.
just a loan. Depends on what the loan look like.
I was
'Cause I'm-
definitely about to ask, would you
if you-
sign to the
It's
Rock?
definitely a
But
loan.
clearly, I think anybody will sign to the Rock. Would you sign to the Rock?
if it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alright.
yeah.
But
Just got to make sense.
which one would you prefer to do though? Since you've been operating just under answering to yourself.
I guess it would depend on at what place I am in my journey when it hit the table, because that's what really timing matters.
Yeah.
Would you stay in Chicago?
Like
Would
live
you
here.
prefer to live in Chicago? Yeah.
What for me personally?
Yeah, just you.
I like Chicago, but I've been in Chicago, the outskirts of Chicago, my whole life. I probably would want to experience somewhere else so I can have, because I want to travel.
Mhm.
So I probably would always have a home in Chicago.
That's real.
Yeah.
People ask me that all the time. Was like, if we get to the point where you're big and like a lot of shit calls for you outside of Chicago, like, would you leave? I was like, I would try to stay as much as I could.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like.
Because
Like
that's the problem now.
yeah,
So
like,
you don't want to be a part of that.
everybody. Yeah, everybody like, leaves. Like I really think the only people that like I guess you could say that are on from here that are still here are Chance and Vic. And Vic had to leave to see that he needed to come back.
When you mean
Even if
leave,
you're
you mean
still
like
here.
relocate living, or you mean
Yeah,
like
like relocate living.
yeah?
Cause like
I wouldn't be surprised if both of those people you just named have a home somewhere else.
I mean, well,
That's why I
in the
mean like
case
define
of Vic,
leaving.
I would see it. Yeah, I know with Chance, and even he tweeted today that he was trying to buy a condo in Tribune Tower. But I know like kind of like when he works on shit, he'll disappear.
Mhm.
Like, cause naturally the people that you gonna work on shit with, features, producers, ain't none of them here.
Yeah, the resources not here.
They not here. Like,
Yeah.
like if you're gonna produce and make an album with features here, you got Herbo and Vic and R. Kelly here. And you can't really.
No, don't do that.
You
Don't
can't
do
make a
that.
record
Don't
with-
do that.
Hey,
I
would you
can
make a
name.
record with R. Kelly?
I'd be those.
Would you make a record with R. Kelly?
For-
100%.
1,000%. I would make.
Women should come and listen to your album in the summer, and
Okay.
entry should be a candy bar. That shit would be fire.
What's wrong with Sean? He ain't even had none of the. He ain't even had none of the Belgian.
That shit would be fire. Have a chocolate fountain and melt that shit and put it in there.
Oh,
That
you
shit
trying to
would
have some other shit going on.
be. Hey, look,
He gave
man.
the girl the cold idea. He gave me that idea. Come on, man.
You gonna be like, "What won't go around here?" No, that's not what we doing.
That should be fire. No, I'm just joking with you. I'm just joking with you. That
But
shit
yeah,
be
I got to work with Kells, man.
That's real.
Top 5 Chicago all time. Period.
Facts.
Music.
That's
Period.
facts. Hey, I tell people all the time he's the best R&B artist that ever lived.
Can't stand.
That's an argument.
Yeah, like, I mean, like you could argue your Luthers and like your Marvins and shit, but they didn't have the range of being able to create shit like he did and write for other people.
Exactly. He was a songwriter. That puts you in another place to me,
Yes.
personally. As a songwriter myself, I couldn't. It's hard for me to put people at the top of the list that don't write, that aren't giving you their perspective.
Is there any controversial person you wouldn't work with? Like, would you work with XXX?
I see where you're going. I thought you meant like on some Chicago shit. 'Cause
Nah,
you know
nah,
how that
that's
be
weird.
going.
Kodak and who else?
I never thought
Who
about
did
it. That's
who
a
else
good
did some
question.
wild shit lately? Who did some wild shit?
Lately?
Yeah.
Some motherfuckers
XX,
do
he
wild
and some
shit.
wild
It's
shit.
just niggas in Florida. They just do wild shit.
Like sign to Russell Simmons.
I was signing Russell Simmons.
That's what I'm saying.
I
It's
mean,
a lot.
the way I look at
These
it-
people not, you know what I'm saying? We're
Can
not
I-
holding them
If I was
contempt.
Russell Simmons, I wouldn't have stepped down. What for? We know you're not really going nowhere, bro. It's your company.
Yeah,
Like, you're not going. Like, okay, you step down, but you still getting that check. Like,
definitely still getting paid.
yeah, you still getting paid. It's wild at how crazy that is. Like the whole Me Too movement.
It's scary.
It is scary because like I was looking at it when the whole Aziz Ansari shit popped,
Yeah,
and
cause he got some.
yeah, like and they were
Yeah.
yeah. Well, his is kind of questionable, but you know you don't ever want to go into the questionable piece of it. But then when right after that, they was like, well, it's a new app now.
Consent.
Yeah, but then I looked at it, I was like, I feel like if I gotta send you a consent form in your iPhone for you to sign, we don't need to have sex.
Yeah, that started becoming a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot. Hey guys, just to let you guys know that lotion and hands are never going to give you like charges.
Yeah.
Like it's not that real.
If we
Yeah, you just thought about what I said, right?
He crazy.
Lotions and
I mean,
hands,
yeah.
like, look, man. TastyBlacks.com still ain't went nowhere.
Has it gotten that crazy where we willing to do the whole consent app? That's gonna break up the whole.
Like, would you do groupies? Like, let's say you blow tomorrow, right? You blow tomorrow. You're doing a 30-city tour.
He's
Sure.
wholesome. He's not about that. Next question.
Bullshit. You're doing a 30-city tour.
He's a
Man, I was hoping he was gonna run with it.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
was hoping he was gonna run. He wasn't going though. He was like, yeah, that was a good one.
Chocolate
Good
queen.
try.
Chocolate
Yeah,
Queen.
it's a lot of
All
it's chocolate queens in Denver. It's chocolate queens in Atlanta.
It's basically immediate backstage. It's backstage.
Except for Utah. There's no Chocolate Queens in
It's
Utah.
backstage the movie.
God.
It's like two
Sorry.
chocolate queens in Utah.
Yeah,
They keep the
that's
jazz
true.
straight.
Yeah,
And they
It's
both
chocolate
belong.
queens in
The
Atlanta,
the quota.
Miami, New York, LA, Vegas. Would you even entertain groupies at this point? Beyond your wholesomeness?
Nah,
Wink, wink.
nah, man, it's not worth it.
That's how I feel. You know what I always thought about was probably the most genius shit ever? Y'all seen Head of State?
Yeah,
Sir.
Remember when he had like the concubine on the boat? The white girl was on there and she was like, what's your job? I'm here to have sex with you. You remember her?
it's been a minute since I've seen that.
Yeah,
movie.
he had like a white girl that traveled around every like on the tours. You know, you do a little campaign. And
okay.
it was a white woman they hired just to have sex with him, and they said they trained like a group of super hoes, so no candidates got in trouble for getting sex on the road. Would you have a super hoe?
Nah, man.
Well trained.
Come on, man.
Well trained to do the Dino.
Okay.
Would you?
Super
No.
hoe.
No.
Hey, look, man, super hoes might
I
It
be.
was
never really
hilarious in the movie.
I really only been to a strip club like once or twice.
You ain't like it?
I wouldn't say I ain't like it, but I would say,
Was they in Chicago?
nah.
New
One
York?
was like in the burbs in Chicago. One was in I think it was in Miami.
Okay.
Yeah,
I went to the strip club in Miami and fell in love.
I can see that.
It was we went to King of Diamonds. The stripper name was Famous, and this is when Earned It was like kind of new. So she climbed all the way to the top of the pole and like to the beat of Earned It real slow, just kind of did like scissor kicks like the entire way. Took her like 30 to 45 seconds to get to the floor. And I was sitting there like, yo,
Yeah,
she can get it all. And that's
Yeah.
when I realized I had to stop going to strippers. But she's not my favorite stripper. My favorite stripper is in East St. Louis. Her name is Star. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I'm going to give y'all her Instagram.
yeah.
But,
Show me. Show me.
I'm definitely about to show you her Instagram.
You gotta see Star.
Yeah, I got a bad for people who listen to Stay Low podcast often know that I have a love-hate relationship with strip clubs in East St. Louis.
I was 18.
Yeah, they know you well.
Yeah, I got left in one. But
East St. Louis. I'm fucked up like that.
yeah, literally because I go to St. Louis a lot, and when you go to East St. Louis, it's right over the border. This is her.
Oh,
For everybody who want to see Star, her Instagram is Starlight, light spelled properly, LIGHT_21.
You know what, Sean? When you go to East St. Louis, man, don't shit close at 7 o'clock in the morning.
It don't.
It's like
It don't. It be open
I'm
all
looking,
night.
Star. I'm looking.
So the first time I went to there,
She might keep up with the podcast.
so they
I
got
just
two
wanna
strip
let her know.
clubs.
Chocolate Queen sliding at the DM.
They got two strip clubs down there. One is the Pink Slip and one is Bottoms Up.
Yeah.
Star worked at the Pink Slip, and when I went to the Pink Slip, they like the main stage is like right in the like on the wall, but then to the left of the main stage, like they cook chicken in the back. And the very first time I went with my boy Greg. Shout out to Greg, and it was my like 23rd birthday, and we go in there, and he knows Star. So he walk up like, Star, it's my
Somebody you
man's
was with.
birthday. But yeah, no, I was fucked up. I was high, I was drunk.
Of course.
So he like, Star, it's my man's birthday. You gonna do something wild for him? And me, I'm a zombie at this point. So like, he makes it rain, and like she puts her ass together, right? And like she got a star tattooed on her ass. So like when you separate her ass cheek, the star separates.
Oh.
So like,
So you got to bring the ass cheek together to
and
make
it
a
makes
star
the
out
star.
of it.
That's how
Okay.
she got her name.
Star line.
So so what's crazy is, so she'll have you hold it, like hold her ass. And then like when you let her ass go, she do like all these ass like tricks and shit.
Yeah.
But then she pounded my face with her ass. And I wasn't prepared for it. Like, and I'm fucked up. But I'm like, yo, this wasn't supposed to happen. Like, yo.
But you're not mad it did.
No, I really wasn't mad. And I was fucked up at the time. Like, who cares? And Stevie J was there, which is very random. And then we all went to IHOP.
No, you said this was where, in Miami?
No, this was in East St. Louis.
Oh, he was in East St. Louis. Okay.
Yeah,
So, you know, he be doing King of Diamonds.
No, yeah.
I think Stephen J. Yeah, Stevie J.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about like Mimi's.
Oh, you was in
husband.
East St. Louis.
Like Mimi's baby daddy. Like.
Oh, that's Stevie
That's
J. I
Stevie
thought you
J.
meant the DJ.
Not the DJ. No, like Love and Hip Hop Atlanta Stevie J.
Right.
Like that nigga was standing next to us. fucking
Legend.
with Star.
Nonetheless, shout out to Stevie J.
Yeah.
The Hitman, Bad Boy.
Literally was in there like.
He played like 3 instruments. Stevie J talented. He just
he
just funny as hell.
he
You know, he
just
just a nut. Yeah.
He just don't know how to use a condom.
right.
Let's be honest. Like you got Jocelyn pregnant, bro. I don't think you were really thinking about it. But yeah, would you want a baby mama like Jocelyn?
No. Would you hit Jocelyn?
No, I'm not attracted to Jocelyn. Not at all. But you know,
You kind of thought about it.
I mean, yeah, I got a dick, but but I'm not attracted to Jocelyn at all.
No.
Like I would smash Jocelyn, but I feel like she's the type to either tell everybody that y'all fucked.
Yeah, she definitely that type.
Or she tried to talk shit on you, like even if it was like it could have been the best shit of her life, but she's still gonna find some shit to talk about. Like
yeah, she took
nigga, that shit was weird.
yeah, like I'm the Puerto Rican princess. Like
that shit
you thought
was-
that shit could fuck with my pussy? Like no, I ain't got time for that. Yeah, so no.
yeah.
If I'm smashing off Love and Hip Hop Atlanta,
Any season?
yeah, I got my list. You know who I really was into?
The best.
Scrappy's baby mama, Erica.
Oh, okay,
Erica
okay.
Dixon,
She
she
thick.
was
She
fine.
thick. And it's more realistic. I like realistic.
Yeah.
I like it to feel like I don't know. So yeah, no, that's an organic piece.
So yeah, I liked Erica Dixon. I like Rashida.
Oh, you like Rashida? Yeah, Rashida in the top. Yeah, she in the top because it ain't many.
But
What's
I ain't gonna lie, I fuck Carly Red old ass.
Ew.
Yeah.
You gotta do better now.
Nah.
But with guys like
You
hitting
need to
just it
reevaluate
don't
yourself.
No, I don't.
hitting don't take that much commitment for guys.
know.
Like we
Yeah,
Rashida hittable for most niggas. Like you
Yeah,
gotta be real.
I definitely would smash Carly Red.
Yeah.
Without second thought. Now I wouldn't. Shit, I smash Jessica Dime too. When she got black hair, though, I don't like pink hair. Jessica Dime.
The one with the big old
Oh,
head.
Jessica Dime.
That motherfucker.
Feel like you had a Love and Hip Hop girl fantasy in your head. You got what you like, man?
When you really think about it, you really. Nah, I ain't gonna say that. But yeah, like they.
Go ahead and say it.
Most niggas gonna hit most of the Love and Hip Hop girls. Like wifing them, that's a whole nother situation.
Yeah, the only one I
Like
really
hitting-
would wife would be Rashida.
Yeah, because Rashida seemed like she down.
And she just seemed like she cool as fuck.
Yeah,
like
she
you
seemed
gotta
like she
treat her
could-
decent and you good.
Yeah.
Kurt just a dumbass.
Yeah. I can't see Rashida being the type to like hold you out for months though.
Yeah, that's alright.
The music and everything.
Definitely. No, I appreciate y'all. Like I said, Takara been telling me about y'all situation for a while, so it's dope to finally be able to come up here, chop it up
The sneaker goddess.
at the crib. You know what I'm saying? I hate to always have to go to LA or somewhere to do some stuff. It's dope to see y'all doing y'all thing right here at the crib. So
Yep. No, real shit, this ain't even me trying to be an asshole towards you no more. Like, this is really a room poll. What woman in the city is colder with the sneaker shit than Takara? Dead ass. Not even trying to be funny.
that put me in a bad position. If I probably could say some names, but you know, Tick
Go
gonna be like,
ahead.
well, I mean,
I don't-
fuck, you remember the other day when you was at the podcast? Text her then. Text her then.
No.
Now you quiet?
No.
Who would
Do
be?
the names up. Have no-
Because I mean, missing them. I don't really see no, like, girls who be like, yo, her sneaker shit fire.
The Tick be on her sneaker shit. You know what?
She
Tick,
do.
Tick number one. That's how we gonna do it. We gonna leave it like that.
Yeah, there we go.
Cause she the reason for half of this. So
That's fair. That's fair.
yeah.
All right, well, we could go ahead and do a round robin. Y'all here, get y'all social medias in there.
Torey. Right now, TX Games on everything, but that's gonna be changing. But for right now, TX
It's gonna be,
Games.
Chocolate
Yeah, you didn't come up
Queen
with
Lover.
nothing.
Chocolate Queen Lover Tea.
Chocolate King. Yes, it's TX Games
We
on
gonna
everything
figure
for
it
right
out.
now, but we're gonna figure it out.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Takara Devon
Sneaker
Davis,
Queen.
Paul the
Takara,
Third.
Say the whole shit on the podcast.
Yeah,
It's
no.
Takara Devon.
There we go. Takara Devon. You gonna spell it so people can find it?
No.
You sure?
Do your Googles.
Do your Google.
She's able to be Googled. Ain't that a bitch?
It's levels.
She just
So I
flexed.
just gave her the spot.
She
Fuck it.
just flexed.
Just Dreams Included Inc. on Instagram, and I got a secret page when I be following strippers, so ladies follow me.
Shout out to Sean.
Do you really?
Shout out
Oh,
to Sean.
chocolate queen.
Hey,
slide into your
look,
DMs.
no.
When I hear strippers,
You
I
know
think
how
Sean.
you are. Dead ass. I'm gonna set up a
I'm
group.
fucking
I'm gonna set
around.
up a group DM and just start sending y'all bitches all day long.
Yeah.
I swear to God, me and my homies
Strippers
got one
only.
that- I swear, I'm
Yeah.
watch.
Nah,
Y'all
I'm
gonna
fucking
be
around.
y'all gonna be looking at y'all shit gonna start vibrating and this is gonna be nothing but like answers. Like, all right, wait till we stop. I'm gonna stop recording. I'm gonna show you one of the chats we got now. But then, go ahead, bro.
The details crazy.
ELS20_3 on Twitter and Instagram. Shout to No One Crew. Treat it forever. Follow STAYLO Podcast on Twitter at STAYLO Pod and STAYLO Podcast on Instagram.
We got our boy, our videographer Dorian in here. Dorian, where can they find you at?
Rockboy D on Instagram, ROCBOYDE, and Xantanavision _ on Instagram too. XANTANAVISION _
See, that's how you get your plug off. He
Yeah,
was prepared.
definitely.
He was like, hey, it's lit.
Xantanavision, man.
You couldn't have
And
did
he
that.
honestly-
You couldn't have did that better.
Right. I'm sitting here trying to reevaluate mine now and shit. But yeah, no.
I'm like, they gonna find me.
And we got photo pages too and promotion pages.
Oh, he was ready.
Shit.
You'll see it all. when you type
We
it.
gonna make sure we gonna put that shit in the description for this one too.
Definitely.
Cause that was a lot of spelling, and I ain't gonna lie to you, I didn't catch none of it. But we gonna make sure we gonna have it in there so
We'll
everybody
get
can
the
catch
edit
it.
straight.
Yeah, we gonna have it in there.
Yes, sir. They've been shooting the whole thing.
Yeah. And me, Sean Grant, you can find me at Sean X Grant on every. I want to pay the white man who got Sean Grant. Like there's a fat white dude in like Delaware somewhere who took Sean Grant, so I had to throw an X in the middle. But yeah, you can find me on all that shit.
That's what I'm going through now. It's a dude that uses TOREY Instagram since like March of 2016. I had somebody DM him and shit. He ain't answering. I'm like, yo, give up the name then.
Yo, I saw that
You
happen with.
just tweeted about this earlier.
Yo, that happened with before we logged. I seen that shit happen with Steph Curry. So like, if you type in Stephen Curry, it's like the guy's like pinned tweet is. I see that somebody keeps trying to reset the password. Steph Curry, if this is you, you must come to me with the bag. Like,
Yeah,
like,
that be
for the
happening
name.
though.
It was funny, like it happened when Puff was trying to change the name once. Y'all remember he tried to change the shit to Sean Combs, and somebody had it already, and it was like, and then Puff asked him like, "Why do you need Sean Combs?" He said, "Well, because my name is Sean and I sell combs." I was weak, like, yo, this nigga an asshole. Fuck out of here. He said I have a
cold.
specific line of combs
That's
that I like to
cold.
sell.
Sean Combs out.
Because that's wow.
He was like, wait, you really sell combs? He said, well, I'm gonna sell combs today
Nah,
until you
right.
pay me.
I heard all you gotta do is go to the Instagram office. Like if you're a big enough name, they'll just snatch it from the person.
That's crazy.
Yeah, one of my homies told me they did it for his artist. They just went to, cause from a marketing standpoint, Instagram would rather that person have it than you because
More views.
more
money,
everything.
ads,
They're
more
bringing
everything.
people to the site.
That's
so-
real shit. But yeah, there we go. That's our return with our boy Tory.
Yeah,
Thanks for listening.
appreciate it.
Go ahead, hit the button.
I'm high, alright. Ripping good grain, damn near took flight. Whipping through the lanes, out the window with the ice. Bad thing on me like white on rice. Inside off white and the Nikes off white. Big bank take, little nigga back up. I don't do no whacking, nigga back up. I don't do no whacking, nigga back up. Now you done talking till you stack up. Nothing no money that attract up. Ain't enough racks till I rack up. Rolling on the back, now I'm back up. Backwoods sticky like a cactus. Back up with me, nigga, act up. 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 I don't do no acting, nigga, back up. Now you done talking till you stack up. Nothing no money that attract us. Ain't enough racks till I rack up.